If they made that game into a movie, it would be titled Jekyll and Hyde Go to College. The entire soundtrack would be the Twilight Zone theme playing over and over again, right up until the last minute when it switched to the Rocky theme. I'm delighted by the win. Leave no doubt about that. An ugly win is better than any kind of a loss. My goodness. How many cardiac events were there in West Virginia tonight? Now, the offense in the first half statistically was great. Big plays like we have rarely seen, but not the sustained drives. It was already worrisome. 27 points, 18 first downs, was it 5 or more plays over 20 yards, but it was still worrisome. They could not grind it and settled for field goals twice. That felt just about as important as giving up 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. And I know, yeah, obviously that's going to get a lot of work between now and the bowl game. Now, last year they gave a waiver that allowed redshirt players to play in the bowl game and not have it count against them. I think it was a one-time thing. Maybe they will do it again. I don't know. I hope so, because we could at least use DJ Oliver on the kickoff return. Okay. Defense, they weren't sharp in the first half, but they were playing good enough, bringing Baylor up just short. I mean, overall, the team first half was playing like a good team that thinks it has already made its point. They were not still thinking, hey, we're not 14. You know, it was more like, hey, we've shown enough or whatever. Now, just real quick here, I do want to ask you to please click that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share. Tell your friends. Make comments. None of that costs you a penny. And it could do me a whole world of good. So if you like what I'm doing, give me what support you can. And, well, if you have more than one YouTube account, I wouldn't mind if you subscribe with all of them. It's what I do. Back to the video. But they scored points. Particularly because of, Ray and White. And I think Ray and Clement were trying to show people just why there's no need to be going out into the portal for a wide receiver next year. We're going to have 5 or 6 really good players and a couple of backups who not clear yet. Should be good, maybe very good. And incoming freshmen who will probably redshirt, but who should be very good if needed. Then we went to halftime. And I do not know what happened, but surely there was the Twilight Zone theme playing then. And West Virginia wasn't bad, but they were missing. Penalties weren't numerous, but they were badly timed. Green reels off something like a 35-yard run and called back for holding. Had another holding on the next drive, and tackles for loss, that sort of thing. We pick up a nice pass, good run, and then mess up. Again, could not sustain anything. And where we were hitting the big ones in the first half, just missing. Had a play going to Traylon Ray that, just a tad long, and he was open. The receivers were open. Green was off and on. When he was off, he wasn't off by much. Wasn't one of those nights where he was throwing, several yards wide or deep, but he was a bit off until the last drive. Now, last drive for Baylor, or next to last drive for Baylor. Defense getting better, but still missing, giving up first downs. And they got into very makeable field goal range and missed. And that, I don't know if that made something click on both sides, but that's when things switched. Green made all the right decisions, or at least it looked like it to me. Hitting the passes sharp, moving downfield quickly. And starting to think, hey, oh Lord, please don't score with too much time on the clock. You're hearing the word Houston, Houston repeat in your head. And the announcers were talking about White. They talked, multiple times about issues with freshmen being able to pick up blitzes. And they mentioned, hey, he picked up the blitz that let Green get loose for some yardage. And that made me start to think, he's in there, they're blitzing, he picked up that one, is he going to miss one? Should he be in there? They say, well, he is your best deep threat out of the backfield. Bang, he's gone. White hits him, touchdown. Okay, well, that kind of answered the question of whether or not he should be in there. And then a couple of decent stops, and Baylor players made mistakes of trying to get too much yardage and using up too much time. And it's last play, Hail Mary, here we go again. And 3 men on the line to rush the quarterback. And I could hear every West Virginia fan around the world screaming, Brown said if he had to do it again, he'd likely bring pressure. And about that time, Floyd started his move. And he comes on the snap, and there's a big old lineman right in his way waiting for him. And Floyd says, we've got a team meeting at the quarterback, and I don't want to be late. And he went by that lineman, met the rest of the team and the quarterback on the sideline, got the ball. It was redemption. Now you can tell me, okay, Baylor has not been a good team this season. They have talent, they do not have experience. They have had problems, but they are not a team with bad players or a bad coach. And give both teams credit because there was no quit on either side. It was the no-quit bowl game. And this time, West Virginia won. Yes, they were expected to win. They were expected to win by more than they did. They did not, crush Baylor by any stretch of the imagination. They won. The grit, they couldn't grind it, but they found the grit when they had to. It was ugly for a lot of the time, but it was beautiful in the end. I will see you, if not Monday, or I don't know, maybe Sunday. Well, I haven't watched any of the post-game interviews or anything like that, so we'll see what comes up. Of course, Frazier went out. We'll have to see what happens there. That may be a bowl game issue. We'll see. It was definitely a next man up night. God, oh man, that's, Yates moves to center. I assume Hubbard came in to take his place. And they got the job done. Sudden change. Critical time. They got the job done. Now Donaldson, hurt off and on. I don't know if he's going to need surgery on that ankle in the off season or not. And if he does, I don't know how bad it will be, but something's going on. We can hope that simple rest will take care of it, but yeah, it's got to be taken care of one way or another. Something's up. Okay, I will see you in a few days. I will likely still have a smile on my face, and we'll be talking about this game, the bowl game, who's going to stay, who's going to go, and what do we maybe need to do in the portal. And of course that depends on who leaves. Well, in the meantime, enjoy it. Don't pay too much attention to the people who are still going to complain. And I'll see you later. So long.